So we're gonna let's go get your drinks, go to the bathroom, all that stuff, and then I think we should be ready to rock and roll.
Is Luminen back?
Oh wait, I forgot Luminen. I think he hopped out of
or
Discord,
did
so
he
might
eventually
be back.
just eat too much licorice and run into a wall and he's now unconscious?
I might be chewing on
Hey,
one now.
I think Luminen, I put you as reading the intro in the show.
I see.
You know what I'm eating right now? I'm eating Necco wafers.
Oh, I love Necco
nasty,
wafers.
nasty
The
things.
heck
It's
are
so
those?
old school.
That's the
They're
only
like
thing
stuff-
that's
They're like the
I'll be
candy you
back.
find in your grandmother's purse.
exactly that has been there for like 40 years.
Is it those
Nasty.
ribbon candies or what have you?
No.
They're like
Ribbon candy's
chalky
delicious.
discs. They're like
Exactly.
chalky discs, and the flavors are just like super old school flavors.
Oh, I know what those
They're
are.
super bland, right? They're like
Yeah.
really thin.
I like them because, just like I was saying, it reminds me of like old family members. That's why I like it. And you know,
That's
I just like them.
Way to make me feel like an asshole, Fo.
You're welcome, no problem.
Welcome.
I love how like organic our base looks.
Yeah, it's very.
Is that a nice way of saying it?
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that.
What is 10 when I want to?
Everything's
Bigger.
wood, thatch, and stone.
Well, it grew, had to
No,
develop as we did.
it's the shape of it.
Oh.
That's what I like about it. I am building boxes right now because I want to make it a little easier for me to build on those little islands across from us.
Makes
I'm
sense.
gonna throw some boxes right up on the beach over there.
Resource stumps.
Yeah, if I can, with those pillars that those idiots
Yeah.
put up over there.
One more Twizzler, and I'll put these where.
You don't need to twist my arm to get myself on a bear.
It's funny, Lumina. I left like 40 minutes ago and I still haven't died.
I gotta try and tame a bear so I don't gotta ride these bears that look like
Hey now.
like like if Picasso ate too much licorice.
The bears I got puked on.
I gotta reset all my settings because I'm getting a lot of lag.
I do too on that map. It's really weird. On that server specifically, I should say.
Whenever I look at
It's
our
'cause
base
it's
and I run
official.
towards it,
Do you freeze like right outside
Yeah.
the main gate?
yes,
I
freeze
do that
like
too.
crazy.
I have no idea why.
Alright, so it's not just me.
Yeah, like all the structures are loaded in, but I still like stutter, and I have no.
Yep.
Makes no sense.
It's just Ragnarok. Like, it's had a lag issue ever since it came out.
I don't get this on like our servers.
Yeah, I don't either. It's just because that's where Esme and Goon built.
Back.
Welcome back.
Flung over much. All right, are we ready?
The worst part is to do the show, I'm gonna have to leave Ark, so.
Yeah, that
It'll-
always happens with me too.
Well, just get your
Yeah.
food and water up and just stand there. I was good for like an hour and a half the other day. It was as long as you stand where you can get rain.
You have to lay down. If you lay down, you actually consume less sources. It's kind of like
Really?
a stasis kind of thing, yeah. Like, I came back from grocery shopping and all that crap, and I was only half water, half food. And I've been gone for like 40
And
minutes, an hour.
Yep, you lay on your belly and you go like you lay out so the rain gets to you.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I might need to throw that in
Cricket
there.
and I-
Tip right there.
Huh? Right. Cricket and I were talking about that the other day. I was like, I'm just gonna lay on my belly in the greenhouse, and he was like, yeah, I found out that because I found like what Blue did, like if you lay on your belly, you don't drain as much. And then Cricket was like, and make sure you're where the rain can hit you, because I noticed that I don't go thirsty when I'm AFK.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good tip, Fraser. All right, let me know if you're ready to rock and roll.
Good to go.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for
Alright.
jazz.
Oh, well, that's what you can get. Here we go.
Give him some country.
I'm wearing my birthday suit, and I got a luscious blonde wig on.
Oh shit, I'm eating freaking narco berries now. I am not doing myself any favor.
Might have bit off more than I could chew here.
There's a bad one in this bunch. You guys want me to teach you about mushrooms?
I am so close to death. I've got a broken leg. The only way that you survive is by being smarter than some of the other people.
What the heck? What is digging holes in the ground? It's digging holes in the ground.
Fresh spawns, veteran tamers, and all survivors in between. We'd like to welcome you to Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved podcast.
By the way, this is explicit.
Welcome, survivors, new and old, to episode 4 of Rated Ark, the Ark Survival Evolved podcast. Today is March 23rd, 2018. We are CRR Gaming Group hosted podcast, so that means the voices can and will change each week, but the roundtable discussion will always be about ARC. We have many ways you can contact us to share feedback, tips, or adventures. You can reach the show by emailing ratedark@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at ratedark on Twitter. You can grab our RSS feed, get our show notes, and more at ratedark.com, and apply to join us in-game at www.crossrealmrebellion.com. First, we'd like to start the show by introducing everyone here tonight. So let's go from the top down, starting with our hostess.
Hello, hello. I am Esme. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Falloon.
Hello there, I'm Falloon.
We got Mr. Full Render.
Waka waka waka. What's up?
And the golden voice from the intro you guys have heard for the past 2 years. Mr.
Gosh.
Luminen himself.
It's more of a red voice tonight, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the red 40 is sinking in. That is so true.
Yeah. And on the other end of that color spectrum, sort of, we've got Blue
My boy
Moon.
Blue.
My
Oh,
boy.
goodness.
Blue.
Sorry.
We have listening live in our TeamSpeak tonight, Malorium and the very, very talented Scarlet Fury. So, we're going to get started with the loot drop. We have some loot and we want to drop it right now.
Shout, let it all out. These are the shout-outs we can't live without. Oh yeah, come on, yeah. Radar's talking to you, you're talking to us. Yeah, time for shout-outs.
All right.
Gosh, I love that.
That was awesome.
I just see Bobbert like jamming on spoons and
Oh
cymbals.
God. I know, right? I had tweeted out, did you hear the news? That Survival the Ark is headed to Nintendo Switch. Are you excited? And we got some feedback. We got Don Bonnet, or Bonnet. I'm going to go with Bonnet. Bonnet Don on Twitter said, not if it plays like it does on PC and console. Sean D. Knight said, I still can't believe it, but we'll definitely be laughing or discussing this on next week's podcast because they do the Archaeologist podcast. And I also want to do a double shout out to the Archaeologist podcast done by Sean because I talked them into actually being a podcast because you guys have heard me talk smack that they are a YouTube show that calls themselves a podcast. And I was like, dude, you're not real. So I poked and prodded. We had a little heart-to-heart talk about what a podcast really is. And he ran with it. And I'm so excited that he's come to the dark side. I said,
About
man,
time.
I was like, dude,
know.
you were cutting yourself short just posting on YouTube. You gotta, whether you have a podcast, you're on iTunes and Google Play. You can get up on Spotify. You can do Stitcher, Player. I mean, it's just, he's gonna be so blown
They just
away.
want from like a little kid playing in the backyard to like an adult.
Exactly.
There you go.
Way to
Those
grow up into being a new podcast. So hey, congratulations, Sean. I'm glad you are joining us in the world of podcasting. So cool. You've been doing it anyways, but now you've got an RSS feed to call your very own. And also, Mr. Yogi Bear said insert, and then he shared the GIF on Twitter. I'm so freaking excited, because he owns the Switch, and I think he, in the back of his head, has been hoping that this was going to be a thing when they announced Arc on mobile. So hey, there's our feedback. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Falloon so he can share his shout-outs.
Yes, I've got a couple of shout-outs tonight. First, I want to give a shout-out to Kagami, excuse me for mispronouncing that, on the Primitive Plus server, which is the North American PvE Ragnarok Prim Plus Cross Arc number 4, where we are currently sciencing. This guy has been an amazing amount of help. He gave us some dinos to help us get rolling. You always see him interacting with other people on the server, offering to help, engaging in good-spirited conversation with anyone in Global. And he's an amazing guy. Thank you so much for the friendly welcome to the Primitive Plus server and all the help. I'd also like to give a quick shout-out to Hugazilla. He's on PS4, on Yogi's PS4. He's also new to CRR and has been very friendly and helpful as well. He let me borrow his Ramsackle Rex saddle blueprint the other night, so yes, thank you, sir.
Awesome. And I added on a shout out to Vlad and Dorothy, who also was playing on the Primitive Plus server in their own tribe, and then they merged with us, and now we grew. And then also Kagami joined CRR last night, and he had merged his tribe with us before he was going to take a little arc break. We're trying to talk him out of that. So, and we want to give a shout out to our newest CRR member, Clev, who also came over to the official Primitive Plus tribe to rock it out with us. So, welcome, Clev, and we hope you like your mohawk we gave you. And happy birthday to Community Manager Jet, who had a birthday this week.
Happy birthday.
Yay!
Okay, we're going to be going into Fresh from the Forge.
Fresh from the forge.
Okay, I caught some tweets at survivetheark.com. They had tweeted out today that the Ark Evolution event is now active until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 26th of March, with a 2x taming, harvesting, and XP on all platforms. And Survive the Ark also said, hey, you can even export your favorite creatures from Survive the Ark into Ark Park Official to play them in virtual reality. What are your thoughts on that, Lumen? And you tried to do that last night, right? Did you get it to go?
Oh yeah. I played it the night before last night on the VR. That's the one I streamed so you guys could kind of all watch. I did the tutorial on that one almost twice. And then
awesome.
I played through all of the Explorer maps yesterday, which sounds like a lot. There's like 5, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the reviews right now are like super negative with it.
Of course.
Which is, yeah, and I know. And I'm like, I was trying to talk to Yogi about it because he's like, I don't think I'm going to buy it because all the reviews are bad. I'm like, okay, the only people that are buying it currently, in my mind, are ARC players who we already know are like the most toxic, negative people in the world.
But they'll still play.
Yeah,
exactly,
right.
Exactly. And
the game
I started
is terrible,
going through
but you played every single day.
I know,
Exactly.
folk can do a testament to that, all the time you spent getting back on.
Exactly.
But, and I have to contradict those. That's what I was telling you again. I'm like, just don't listen to the reviews because you know what? It's all the same people. He's like, well, no, there's people that do YouTube channels for VR and they're saying the same things. I'm like, okay, but they're super specialized. They're elitist is kind of what I think of them as. So I'm like, don't listen to them. And I ended up, I bought the base version for both Yogi and Cricket since they both have the VRs and I wanted people to play with. So now the 3 of us are going to maybe rock it out tomorrow night.
Awesome.
In the multiplayer, but I think it's fantastic. I have knocked stuff off my dresser, punched the door a few times, hit my desk. I'm running all over the room. I've screamed a lot, quite a lot. I think it's great. I've enjoyed it. I've almost finished what they've initially got out right now. Like I've just hit the second battle, like attack map or whatever, out of the 2. I've got 3 versions of that to play through, easy, medium, and hard. But I'm loving it. Even for what it is. I think there's a lot that they can work on later down the road, but gosh, I'm loving it. That's all I got to say.
Awesome. Yeah, I had a blast watching you on it too, and I think because are you going to talk about it a little bit later when we? I think there's some news about it or something.
Yeah, I could talk about it down in the news segment.
I think you do. I think I saw something about that. And Ark Survival Evolve is currently for sale on PS4 in both EU and North America and for up to 50% off. I put the link to that. It's store.playstation.com, and they have a little thingy. And then Ark is currently, apparently I put it there in there twice because it's that good. And
hey, I got a question.
Yeah.
Why is it that whenever I'm going to buy like a copy of Ark, it goes on sale the day after?
That's so true, isn't it? So freaking true. And I have no answer for you. That is the way of the Ark. No answer for you. And also, we're going to be moving on to Wildcard has a workshop, and it's workshop number 1 posted by Zen Row, and it's called Getting Started. And he said, welcome to the first installment of the Wildcard Workshop, where I bring you tutorials, tips, tricks, and best practices for modding. Oh yeah. We were just talking about this last week, weren't we?
That's really cool. Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, so exciting. And this is so cool. They brought this Zen Row in, and they're already getting started, and it's just cool. It's really cool. Today says we're going to be starting from the top. We'll be installing the Ark Dev Kit and everything that you need to know about that. Said, I will introduce you to all the resources you have available to turn to in building your mods, and then we will set up our project space and the required files for a game mod, which we will use when creating our first mod in the next episode of Wildcard Workshop. So that is extremely badass. That's so cool.
That is really cool.
it's something when you have knowledge and you just want to share it and to better the community and the mod program and everything. I mean, this is amazing, you know?
It is amazing.
I was like, this is so awesome.
And I think it was Fo mentioned when you guys talked about this last, or kind of mentioned the idea of it, and he was like, you know, how many great mods are going to be spin off, because they always do. Anytime they do something with the dev kit and the community, you get some awesome mods come out of it.
Of course.
Everybody benefits. Well, unless you're on console. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I should say
Maybe
everybody. And then we are going to be covering the TLC pass number 2 that is out and about, and that is covering the Argentavis Parasaur, the Raptor, the Sarco, the Spino, and the Trike. And Falloon is going to get us started with the first dino.
Okay, the Argentavis receives a model update, animation update, texture update, and some new abilities. Can carry 2 creatures. C grabs and releases creatures with the beak, and right-click grabs and releases creatures with the claws, which is, I believe, what's just normal for them. So it added the C. And then health regen buff, and I really think this is cool. Health regen buff from consuming corpses. And the saddle acts as a mobile crafting station.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really cool additions. And then the reduced weight of various resources up to 50% for obsidian, metal ingot, polymer, and stone. That is sweet.
Isn't it?
That is I feel like that's maybe OP now. Like,
It's awesome.
That is great.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was so happy to see that they moved the crafting love from the land animals to the Argents.
Oh, yes.
That was cool.
Very cool.
Scarlett asked in the TeamSpeak chat, so what happens to the attacking creatures in the claws? I think it still works. Like, if you left click, I know I watched a video on it earlier. If you left click when something's in your beak, it bites it. I don't know if you're carrying something in both the claws, the talons, and the beak. If you left click, it does damage to both.
Faux science time.
Yeah, we have to find out.
Yeah, we got to check it out. All right, Blue, you're up with the Parasaur.
All right, I got the Parasaur. I'm kind of excited about this one because it's a very beginning level dino, but they gave it some abilities that make it last a little bit longer later game stuff. Mostly for PvP, but some really cool stuff in the beginning. So it received a sound tweak and some new abilities. The first one being the alarm mode. Can be put into turret mode and check for nearby threats. Notifies you audibly and visually when threats are present. It also scares small creatures. C when ridden scares away small/mid-level creatures. And toggle for alarm mode to have automatically do it.
Cool.
It has
I
a
like
scan,
that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
right?
cool.
Which is great for when you're low level because it gets rid of all those baddies for you right off the beginning.
Yeah.
And this, I think this fits Parasaur really well because honestly, one of the things, like when I'm just first starting out on an arc, if I see a Parasaur running, the hackles kind of come up on the back of my neck. I'm trying to pay attention to, there must be a predator of some kind there.
Right.
So I mean, it kind of fits the theme of the Parasaur for the
that's already how you use it.
Alarm.
Right.
Yeah.
And finally, this could be. I mean, I used to love having one and like making it really fast because I thought it was kind of funny. It's like a funny dino.
Yeah.
And now I could finally maybe have one that's actually named something like because I would always name my things with like faux, something with faux in it. And the Parasaur was always faux skin because basically what I just considered him, just like some extra foreskin that you have lying around. You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody.
But he was faux skin all the time, so I would always have a Parasaur named faux skin.
Oh my goodness.
Gonna have to start naming these radar.
Yeah,
no, everybody's mind was in the gutter, but that's like foes' relatives. I got lots of dad jokes.
Foes kin.
So last but not least, this one's more of a PvP ability. You can trigger a scan by right-clicking, and when riding, it'll scan for nearby threats and notifies you visually when the threats are present. Now, I also read that this one also includes players in PvP, so that's super cool for PvP.
That is pretty neat.
Do you think it's cool because it kind of like gives like newer players a little bit of an edge when it comes to not just being ragdolls running around on the beach? Like they have a reason to tame the Parasaur outside of just riding, but also maybe gives a little bit of a hand so that they can survive maybe a little bit longer.
Oh, for sure. And
enemies.
then, like on PvP, if you're getting trolled, jump on one of these guys and it'll help you locate the troll that's normally hiding in a bush.
I wonder, I haven't tried it though. Maybe we'll be able to try it tonight
Good point.
to see like how it actually notifies. Does it say like a generic, oh, there's someone here? Does it beep or does it give you a name? Because that would be interesting.
I'm wondering if it like if you when you do your right click scan or whatever,
Yeah.
if it like puts out like a pulse and then things glow in red, that would be pretty badass.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I didn't watch a video on it, but from what I saw, like the picture I saw, it like highlights, it like circles them in red and it like pulses, but it's like huge, like this massive circle takes up a big chunk of your screen. But I'm curious, like, is there a range on this? Like, if somebody's trying to snipe you from like really far off, does it like tell you where they're, like what direction?
I doubt that.
I do too.
That's a really good question.
But you know what I mean? Like, another thing I think is as new players, this could lead them into like a false security because they feel like I'm checking all the time, I don't see anything, well then they forget to check above. Nobody ever looks up.
I wonder if Gilly will throw off this game as well.
That's what I was wondering.
I think this is a very meta update, frankly.
It is something I think that's going to definitely be seeing tweaks in the future.
Oh, absolutely. I think so too.
And then Scarlett had said in TeamSpeak, unfortunately, it now means that PvP parasaurs will always be killed. Yeah, because sometimes they were the last ones standing. Because I was like, I don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, yep.
Now that it
will be probably the first thing.
Yeah.
Which is the irony, is because it went from being the derpy dino to
Master Derp.
To the
now
Master
it's like
Derp
James
dino.
Bond Derp.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also it's not like they have like a big attack on them or armor or horns or anything like that to defend itself. So it's interesting.
Right.
It's kind of like the last hurrah because the Parasaur has gotten so much shit over the years that now it's like that's right. I'm the Tattletale. I'm the annoying Tattletale dino now. So,
but the cool thing is, they're kind of revitalizing some.
You'll
of
have to name it
dinos
Stitches.
That's been around for a while. That's really cool.
Yeah,
making them useful.
Snitches. We'll name it Snitches. Faux snitch.
Look, guys, I scanned a Giga. Oops.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, moving on to the next TLC, the Raptor. This is why I think that the Parasaur is kind of meta, because some of the changes they made to the Raptor make you really need, especially early game, something to kind of scare them away. So that scream or whatever, it's roar. So the Raptors have received a model update, animation update, texture update, some new abilities. The first new ability is Pounce. If you right-click while riding, it will pounce on a target. Jump to I think it's a specific point. It pins that target down, smaller targets, to the ground for a short period. You press left-click to attack repeatedly. So I don't know if that's just press it once and it's like auto attack, or if you press and hold it, or I don't know what big difference that makes. Frankly, I mean you can just press and hold it. That's how we've done it for forever. It also has received, as a second major change, a pack buff. Activates with the C key when two Raptors, the max pack size of 6, are together. And we don't have the numbers here, but I heard them earlier. They're actually pretty significant numbers, like the boost. Increases damage resistance, increases movement speed, increases attack speed. It only lasts 15 seconds, and I'm not sure what the cooldown is. It's probably about a minute, if I had to guess. But those boosts are actually like, I'm gonna actually zip over and try to find those really quick. But I mean, they were like significant boost. They were like pretty. I was kind of blown away by the numbers that they threw out there.
And not just the tame ones, but the wild ones, because I read that in the patch notes, and then I'm out on my Argent on Primitive Plus, and I'm killing some things, and here comes this Raptor. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'll kill that too, and I start swatting at it with my Argent. All of a sudden, bang! It knocks me off my Argent.
Oh my goodness!
But here's the thing: I was a little bit surprised. I don't know if this was a glitch, or if this is how it's supposed to work, or whatever. But the Raptor was just like frozen in place after it knocked me off.
So you think like maybe it might stun itself as well as when it knocks you off?
Yeah, see, because I wasn't incapacitated in any way. It just knocked me off my Argent, which really surprised me. But I got to thinking later that, in a pack with all the boosts, even if it did take that one out, even if that is the actual mechanic, The other ones that have their pack boost, that are free to attack or whatever, is just gonna, knock you off your Argent and just pulverize you. If there's 3 more there or whatever.
Yeah,
even
that's
if
going
one
to be a
is out of
nightmare.
the picture.
Right.
The first thing when you were telling me about this is I thought, oh my god, it's a freaking Capro that's just running around with buddies,
Yeah.
And the Raptors always sort of remind me of like a strung out rock star because they're like, like they're just running around haphazardly with floppy hair, and they always just look like they just target on anything, like boom, boom, boom. They're so fast and kind of jerky, and
right.
they always seem like they're on something, and I'm like, great, now it's like, some bionic rock star dinos strung out and really angry, and being able to just knock you off your bird like that's going to be a kicker, because now to watch over the swamps for the cameras,
right.
But now,
and when I first seen that,
are everywhere.
When I first seen that in the patch notes, I'm like, great, one more thing to antagonize us.
Yes. At least they don't steal your shit once they knock you off.
Right, yeah, that is a plus.
That seemed to be the new thing they like to do. We will add a new dino and have it steal your shit. We will add a new dino
so
and
thank
have it
you
steal your
for not,
shit.
making another one of those. We are very lucky.
I don't like them getting the pounce thing.
Oh.
No, I just feel like that should be like a saber-tooth thing or like a wolf thing.
Well,
I agree with that.
You ever thought, like, I've read books where they have like raptor like runs up and it pounces at something and latches onto the side of like a big dino, like attacks the
hanging onto the dino.
Right,
Yeah, I could see that.
So I mean, maybe, and that was like the big thing in Jurassic Park was they had that big toe, that they would stab stuff with.
Sergeant Hulka with his big toe.
I cannot find those numbers. I don't know where I saw them.
Big toes.
And Scarlett says she's playing devil's advocate. She's hopping over and says, it is a survival game, though, and this just brings the game closer to what it would have been like in real life.
I'm not buying it.
She thinks it's cool. So we shall see. I bet that they do take it. I bet they do tweak it. I bet they have too many people are going to whine about it. I bet they will tweak it a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
I think they will.
I saw that in a video. That's why I can't find it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, all right. Moving on to the next dino.
And that would be the Sarcosuchus.
Yes.
So, receives a small update, animation, receives a model update, animation update, texture update, and some new abilities. Idles with mouth open now. Okay. Death roll. That's kind of cool. Grabs its target, rolls dealing damage, and disabling them.
They should have been getting that a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, now lunge.
Oh, I guess I would have never seen a circle actually lunge, because they're kind of
They lunge
agile.
out of the water.
Yeah,
kind of like launch out of the water.
Like a Capro lunge? I haven't seen it happen yet.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's another force science thing. Let's go get lunged on.
I could see him shooting out, but not jumping.
That's right. I hate the Capras with their lunge.
I
Sends
know.
you flying like 450 feet.
But I'm telling you what, though, it is hilarious to see it done to someone else, because I forgot how funny it was, and we were moving these dinos from the butt crack in the desert on the rag map, that canal, that water little river that goes all the way down the center of the desert, and it was like Goon and I were on a boat, and we were meeting Liminin with these new dinos that these people on the server were getting rid of, and we were like, oh sure. So we took like a big chunk of my life was spent in real life doing this damn boat down the bottom of the map on the west side, all the way down the south side of the map, and then up the side. It's such a long ass travel going around freaking Ragnarok on a boat. And we finally made it up there, and I was like, oh my god, Goon, you get on your bird, dude. Get on your bird. There's a Capro. The Capro's eyeing you. The Capro's eyeing you. And then, like, I see Goon in, like, slow motion turn around and walk towards his bird, and this Capro just, like, wah! Like, shoots through, bites him, shoots through the air on one side of our boat, grabs him, and lands in the water on the other side, and I just lost my shit. Like, this is the funniest thing ever. So I had to go out and try to, like, get his bag and stuff before it, and then I got killed, and then, it was good times. Good times.
One time I was with Lee on a raft. And we were going through the swamp, and he just sitting there talking to me.
Yeah.
And then he just disappears. A Capra just literally jumps over the raft and just takes Lee right down into the water.
They You're the funniest thing ever.
It's just so it's like one day he was there for a second, then next second it was like, bye, Felicia.
Exactly. So we actually have this to look forward to then with the Raptors. It'll just happen more, Your friend's there, and now your friend's gone.
The worst part is, I was sitting in chat listening to all this. You sounded so stressed out leading up to this, but I was crying. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, I know. And that was the night that I logged into the server for the first time.
Yeah.
So it was pretty hilarious to listen to.
Because I swear to God, I was thinking, all Lumina told me was make a boat, make it really big, and make it so that the walls are really high in the back, but we want dinos to be able to get in. So I knew, like, my normal style of boat is protection. Guard yourself. Shit's going to be flying at you. So it was stressing me out that, like, literally nothing. So I rolled up and I made a box over the driving area of the raft.
She encased herself in, like...
I encased myself in a little wooden box. So I was like, you guys could be eaten, but, the driver has to be safe.
Somebody's got to drive this thing.
She cannot be affected by anything, and she built a box around herself.
It's like, thanks for making the box big enough for one person.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Well, she did put 2 doors on it, so...
Yeah, I did. I did put 2 doors. So,
this was the majority of the night. Get on your bird! Get on your bird!
Yes!
I got the heck out of there. She went to turn up the butt crack, and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, I know.
I got on the bird and flew off.
Hell yeah.
3 minutes later, I hear a lot of screaming.
I didn't even realize that. I was like, limited. Where'd you go? You go, dude, I left a long time ago.
Then Lumen and Goon stayed up for I don't know how long getting those dinos back.
God, it was 4 a.m. Eastern time, and I said, guys, because I've already spent my whole life, it felt like, going down the
building the boat and getting there.
I could not fathom going back and then being like, I wouldn't get to bed until 7 in the morning. That's just not going to happen.
Well, it was. It took us like another 2.5 hours.
That's how I felt. It took me 2.5 hours to
It did.
to get to you guys. For the love of God. Oh, you know what was stressing me out? The freaking leads. That's what was stressing me out. Now it's all coming back to me, Blue. No, it's all coming back to me.
That's right.
I probably aged like 2 years just on that damn boat.
Just listening to you guys, it sounded like you went 10 feet, stopped, and then checked the water to make sure there was no lead in there.
Well, she never stopped.
I go into cave view.
Yep.
What I do is because hell no, I will never stop because every second wasting your life on that damn ass boat thing, boat traveling is a bullshit. And I keep my finger on alt and I drop into cave view. I hit the K and I go way down. Take my camera around and I sink it underneath the boat and I look and I look and I look and then I go back into normal. And then like 10 minutes later I go back down. I'm looking because I'm like, I would be really pissed off if I waste like half of my game time in my life on this damn boat and the leads comes up and hits me 5 times and I'm gone. I'd be like, oh.
You could say she's in Parasaur mode. She's looking.
Exactly. Oh, God. So you're right. It was stressful. Now I just forgot how it was stressful until you reminded me.
Man, she just had that suppressed. And you crack it open.
Wine to forget about that shit.
Just got over that.
I hope you're pounding it because you're going to need it again.
Oh, my God.
Hey, you guys, you know what else is really cool about the Sarco?
What?
They got a 180 attack. They can spin in place and attack foes from behind it.
Oh,
so much better.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's so hard. It's like trying to fight something underwater with a plesiosaur. Like it was so hard.
Yeah.
With
takes
a
football field to turn.
Yeah,
Right.
so bad.
Yeah,
so
those new attacks
cool.
were some of those dinos. It's like you don't use them because they had to, whatever you're attacking had to be like perfectly in front of you.
Exactly.
To do any attacks. So that's really cool.
I'm happy about that. You're right. That was cool.
And then, this walkable thing. It's, allows friendly humans to walk and stand on his back, useful in water.
Oh,
you can
cool.
move to the surface and use his raft. I'm not sure what that means.
Ooh, you can use it as a raft.
Yeah, remember I told you that. You could use it as payback for all the times they chewed on you.
Gosh, you're right. But it's all coming, it's like I'm piecing it together now in my head, like all the amazing things I could do with this thing. Oh, that's awesome.
Think of it as a
But you can't
waterboard.
build on it.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could use it like a surfboard,
There you go.
Yeah. God, why are there not waves? Why are there not waves?
Hey, now one thing at a time.
Maybe that'll be the next TLC.
Somehow, I'd like to think we talked them into adding the very fish that stressed me out over because we were like, we need more dangerous fish in the ocean,
Yep.
And I'm like, we need waves.
And now they'll have tidal waves, and all of our things will be washed off.
Exactly. You'll be traveling, and all of a sudden it like waves you and pushes you back like 5 feet. You're like, fuck. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
First we had volcanoes erupting, now we got tsunamis.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that would be
Just
awesome.
stop talking. Just stop. We're going backwards here.
Stop talking.
So
Sorry.
now the swimming depth thing, it says maintains its current depth when swimming. I thought it did that already. It must not have. I haven't had a lot of them.
Yeah, I've never went down below with them. I've always kept them up towards the top.
Because, when I was first trying to break into water dinos, I got one of those. And I think the reason I gave up on it is because, like I said, it seemed like everything had to be right in front of its nose to be able to attack. There was, no AoE
It's super
at all.
frustrating.
And they're so fast in the water that you can't, just turn around.
Right.
I think that when I read that maintains its depth when swimming, I read it as even though you're pointing different directions with the mouse, it holds its you might have to hit space bar or C to go up or down.
Oh, okay.
And that might be a part of the whole raft thing.
Oh, that could. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
More folks sense.
I might be wrong. I don't know. I just that's how when I first read it. Yeah.
So one other the cool thing that it's got is piranhas flee. So piranhas flee when they encounter a Sarco, and this includes nearby ally Sarcos for players.
Gosh, that's awesome.
Wow,
very
that
awesome.
is, because those little buggers can tear you up.
And then
man.
That's a delicious addition. This is probably one of my favorite TLCs right here, I think.
Yeah.
This Sarco's getting some love. It's been around forever.
Yeah, so all those places where you can go under the water and gather different things, and you have to worry about piranhas.
Yes.
Super excited for this.
No more.
Like the swamp. Now you can take all your tri-mates, load them up on this thing, cruise into the swamp, and if somebody falls off, guess what? They're not going to get ripped to ribbons by
They're going to be tore off by a capro before they even have to worry about falling
and
off.
other Sarcos, and then there's Titan boas, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, other than that, you're perfectly
can you
safe.
grappling hook yourself to the Sarco?
I bet you could.
And then the capro goes to whip you off, and you just whip back, bye. Peace out.
I bet you it'll rip you off. It'll just look like a giant fishing
We should
pole.
try that as well. We need to make a list, Starfo Science list, and report back. That's what we need to do.
Yes, we should.
So cool. So, Fo, you got the Spino TLC to share. So, Fo, you got the Dino.
I know. I heard you. I was just trying to pull it up on my show notes.
So, Fo, you got the Dino TLC for the Spinosaurus.
All right. Well, the Spinosaurus received a model update, animation update, texture update, and some new abilities. First of all, this thing's getting a water buff, which when in water, the bonus you get is movement speed, turning radius, bonus attack damage, bonus healing, and persists for a short period of time after leaving the water. So you jump into the water, heal yourself up a little bit, then you jump out of the water, and it'll linger on a little bit, those effects. And then if you want to get healed again or do more damage, you jump back into the water. So what I would do is I would hop up on land, I would hit a dino, then run towards the water. So as I'm fighting it, I could either be A, standing in the water, or hopping in the land and into the water, back and forth, is what I would do with that water buff bad boy. And then they added the biped quadrupod, toggle with right click. You get the biped, what is that? Added bipod, quadrupod, toggle, right click? What is that?
Like it stands on 2 legs or 4 legs.
Oh, he could go up and down. Okay. Why don't we write that in the? Why don't we put that instead? He could stand up and
what's this
down.
biped nonsense?
They want you to go, and then they
They're
added
going
the
to biped and quadrupod. As a matter of fact, I didn't get beat up in high school. So
that's because you were a biped.
That's because I was a biped head. I was a deadhead. Anyway, so you got this biped. You could go from standing to all fours, and I think that's really cool too. I think that's something that they should have done when it was first out. Also, that's really cool.
And it has a stronger.
And then
attack
when you're in standing mode, you have stronger attacks. You could turn in place. Then when you're on all fours, you have faster movement, and it prefers prime fish for taming.
So I'm super excited that they finally updated this thing because I felt like for a long time this was the biggest waste of a tank ever.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it was cool
No,
though. It was a super cool dino. I always loved this thing, and it was always before all this TLC stuff, which I love.
All it did was
Before all this TLC stuff, I feel like all the dinos were kind of not really that different in the long run. You know,
Right.
you had your water dinos, you had your land dinos, but they all kind of basically did the same thing, you know, except if you had the ones, you know, the mammoth could get wood and the beaver could get wood. Like, that's something like the worker dinos, they all had their own thing. But as far as the combat dinos, I feel like they were all pretty much the same thing. Leveling up super high, and they'll be super strong, and that's kind of what they were. You know, but now with all these little nuances, this really it gives them each like a really strong flavor for themselves, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
I like that they're getting all these little things. I like the fact that you could go into pedal mode and then bipode mode and all that quadruped stuff.
I just love that you can turn them in place. Those are
turning in place is super cool.
Yeah, that was
We had
just one of those
one of our, I want to say neighbor. He's not really a neighbor, but one of the guys on the Primitive Plus server that he stopped by yesterday, and he brought a Spino, and I went out there to look at it. I'm like, oh, is this one of the new models? And he kind of showed off a little bit, standing on two legs,
model for you.
and it moves kind of slow, I think, on two legs.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume so. I mean, it was probably one of the give and takes that you get for
Yeah,
it up.
yeah.
I always
I
wanted one of
thought it
those
was cool.
lizards, like a large version of one of those lizards that like get up on all fours and can like run on water. Like, I always wanted a big version of that because it would be hilarious just to be on one of those things.
Sprinting across that. They could totally do that too, because they got that animation in the mechanic already from the tech armor.
Yeah, that's right, they do.
They just need the animal and probably an animation for it, and that's it. I mean, that would be cool. Hey, they're doing that whole
There's a
mod
mod.
thing. Yeah, well, the mod workshop now, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, what's this day business? Just get it done.
All right, so I guess that goes into the next dino, the Triceratops. This one's also getting a model update. It also got animation update, texture update, and some new abilities. So it pretty much gave it an overhaul. It has a RAM ability where you charge up for a short period, and then you also have a longer. It charges the faster it goes, and when it hits a target, it cripples them. It also knocks small dinos away while charging. It says, for example, charge a group of dodos to see what happens. It's like bowling for dodos. There you go.
Bowling for dodos.
It also gets a rivalry buff. The buff is given when a nearby large carnivore is present. It increases the damage output slightly, decreases damage taken slightly, and increases health by 10%.
What?
Let's go like just tame or
What?
I would assume so.
Given buff with nearby to large.
Oh,
They
it
even-
gives
a
it
cop-
to the large carnivores?
Given
Maybe?
buff when nearby, and I don't know why they put nearby too. It's just nearby. This is right from their website, so typo in there, but given buff when nearby large carnivores. So it's, I imagine like like they
maybe
pack
a
up.
Rex
It's
or
like a
something.
pack boost, maybe. Maybe it's like
Yeah.
a pack boost for them, and then it increases their damage, and then it decreases damage taken, and it increases their health. So it'd be kind of cool to roll with a trike pack because.
Well, it's just individuals, I think.
Yeah, I
You don't
think
have
But
it's
to
it
an
says,
individual
oh,
buff.
you don't need a pack to get the buff. Oh,
just
that's
like
cool.
if you're
Yeah.
riding on your trike and a carno runs up, you get a little buff.
Even
No.
better.
I wonder if this is strictly for wild, or if this applies for tamed. Triceratops.
I would
It's
say
weird
it's
it
probably
doesn't
just for
say.
tamed. If I had to guess.
yeah.
Well, no, because I know the wild ones they were talking about. If there's multiples nearby, they're more likely to come help out instead of
Yeah, they
kind of mind
increase
their own
the
business.
the range for that.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I mean, I took a Rex out earlier and was attacking a trike, and it didn't charge me or any of this. It just did like it normally does.
Well, speaking of that, right after the Argent update, I went and killed something, after having low health on the Argent, and I'm like eating it, and I didn't see any like health increase. So I don't know if it's the fact that we're on Primitive Plus or
It could be.
that stuff is still not quite tweaked.
Right.
I don't know.
All right. Well, Scarlett says that she got charged by a lone trike today. So and she says it sometimes charges if it's far enough away when you attack it. But I watched a video on that, and they didn't really have to actually like charge you. It's like they drag their foot in the dirt, like a bull would, and then they take off all of a sudden.
So was it you that first got beat up by one when you first logged in?
One what?
Trike?
On which server? This one?
Yeah, the Prim Plus.
No, I didn't get beat up by a trike. I don't think I did.
Yeah,
No, I was getting killed by... What was I getting hit by? I don't think it was a trike. I forgot what it was.
Probably a pureness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Damn
jerks.
seagulls.
Yeah.
Actually, when I first got on the server, I was okay. Like, I managed to get myself up a couple levels, and then Cricket jumped on, and he came in and killed me with a machete so I could spawn back in our base.
He's such a nice guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so
helpful. Team player.
I was
right
expecting to get, like, carried back to base on, like, an RG or something. No, I just got hacked up.
there. That's actually pretty amazing resourcefulness right
It's
there.
like, dude, I had cloth pants on.
That's so funny. Like, I don't want to waste my time trying to carry you there. I'm going to invite you to the tribe and then just kill you, and you can spawn. Poof, you're there.
Basically, that's what
pretty
happened.
damn genius. Pretty damn genius. Awesome. All right, does that mean we're rolling into Mr. Luminen? He gets to talk about the Nintendo Switch and Ark love affair.
Yep. So Ark Survival Evolved is coming to the Nintendo Switch, as she just said. We're excited to announce today that Ark Survival Evolved will be stomping its way onto the Nintendo Switch in the fall of 2018. Ark Survival Evolved on Switch includes the complete contents and features of the original game, from the massive and mysterious Ark Island to the more than 100 prehistoric and fantasy-inspired creatures, such as the T-Rex, Gigantosaurus, Rock Drake, and Reaper. I had to think for a second what the heck a Reaper was. That's from Aberration.
Yeah, Aberration, the big thing that gets you pregnant.
Anyways, hundreds of hours of exploring, crafting, survival, and combat await players as they go it alone, or group up with thousands of other survivors to explore the island and solve the mysteries of the Ark. The Nintendo Switch version of Ark will be developed by our partner studio, Abstraction Games, handlers of the PS4 port. And we can't wait for it. The handheld mode provides a fantastic new capability for survivors who want to immerse themselves in the vast worlds of Ark fully. Whoa, wait. Oh, handheld. For a second there, I thought I read VR. I'm like, wait a minute here. With this new version, Switch players can go directly from hunting and taming.
Hey, okay. I noticed that I don't think they read their own posts, but hey.
Yeah. Switch players can go directly from hunting and tame while sitting on the couch to forming online tribes and searching out new conquest when on the bus, waiting in line, or wherever they happen to be. During the Epic Games State of Unreal keynote at GDC 2018, we were able to show off an early demo of the game on Switch. You can check out the full reveal here. Insert link in the show notes. I did not watch that. I did watch a snippet that I think you posted, Esme, from Twitch.
Yep.
They were talking about it, and it looked really good now. That they're going to wait all the way till fall. Yeah, but that was them actually like playing it live. You know, I mean, that's not like a heavy edited, video that they didn't actually.
Yeah, I got it.
So, I mean, I was impressed. The only thing I can think of is that's just single player, and they're gonna I don't know how the Switch works, but does it have like cell signal? Like, how are you gonna play with multiple people while you're out and about?
I guess off of Wi-Fi.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah, you jump on Wi-Fi and you play. Like, I don't think you'd be able to play off of like 4G. Maybe you could. I mean, I play a lot of games on 4G sometimes from my laptop.
Hotspot?
Yeah, I actually use my phone as like a mobile hotspot.
I've done that with my laptop, but
yeah, I've done that with my laptop also. I mean, why wouldn't you be able to do that with your Switch? It's the same thing.
Good point. Huh.
Word.
All right, moving on to what I threw in here. Ark Park. So many things bumped into. I've put I've probably got like almost 6 hours into this game already, which doesn't sound like a lot, and it's not. Frankly, it's not. But for a VR game, when you're standing up and you're moving, especially after like work, when you work a shift, you're already like kind of tired, whatever. But this is one of those things that when you hop in VR, you have to work yourself into it. It's not something you just pick up and you go for like 12 hours because you're being physical. You're moving, you're walking a little bit, you're swinging your arms all over the place, and screaming.
Knocking things off the
yeah.
dresser.
Oh, I did that. I was really bad today. I had I'll talk about it. Anyways. Like I said, I've done all the exploration maps. I've finished all of those. A lot of fun. There's only 5 of those at the moment. And you just kind of, this was one of the big complaints, is there's no locomotion, so you cannot actually like walk. You have to teleport, which is where you point and release a button, and it kind of teleports you to that spot, which is how I prefer to move anyways, because one, I currently have it set up in my bedroom, so there's not a lot of room. So, I can't walk anyways. And typically, even when you do have room, it's not a lot of room. Like you might have a 15 by maybe 10-foot box. So you really can't like walk a great distance. And it's just easier, one, because you have to worry about how long the cord is. Two, you got to worry about tripping on the cord, which, typically people do pretty good, but it's just easier to just point and click for me, I think, personally.
Do they have a wireless version?
There are adapters, but I think you lose a lot of quality when you switch to that, because it's got to relay all the information, and that's a lot of information. Besides, that's probably a good chunk of money. I mean, they've got all sorts of like systems you can. I call it an umbilical cord. I don't know what else to call it. I know it freaks some people out, but it's kind of what it is. It feeds you, but they have systems you can like set it up and get it out of the way and stuff, like suspend it from the ceiling. But you're still coming into the hole. You're twisting it and all that stuff. But my big thing is even when you're not supposed to move, you still have to turn. And they give you like a circle on the floor you're supposed to stand within, and you can rotate in there. And that's what I try to do, but you lose track. The real world kind of vanishes, so you're not paying attention to which way your body's oriented and which way you're facing. So I might go reach out and touch a thing, in the game, like press a button to teleport to this next zone, to load the next zone in. And I'm knocking stuff off at the top of my dresser, or I punched my computer monitor twice. I mean, oh geez. Yeah, that's terrifying when you do that.
No.
But you go to reach out,
punching trees.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh gosh. I've hit the wall several times. I've hit the ceiling twice today.
Ceiling?
Oh yeah.
Good thing you don't have a fan
How
above you.
tall are you?
I'm 6 foot. I'm on the second floor, so the ceiling's only like 7 foot, 7.5 feet.
I was like, how the hell are you just popping the ceiling?
Oh,
good lord.
Have I not told you the time I was downstairs and they have like 8-foot ceilings, and I could put my arm all the way up and with the remote in my hand and still have like 3 inches of clearance. So I thought I was good. Well, then I got into the game and I tried to jump to grab something, and I thought I was going to put my hand through the ceiling.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, I just stopped and I slowly pulled the earphones off my ear and asked my cousin, did I damage the ceiling?
Oh no.
And she kind of laughed. She's like, no, I think it's okay. I'm like, okay, just put the headphone back on.
I had a tall friend of mine put his elbow through the ceiling during a joke.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, it's the same thing. Like, you're playing one of these games. Like I said, it's physically active, and that's not something I'm personally used to when I'm gaming. So, you get a little tired. I went to lean on several times in one of these games. I went to lean on a piece of furniture, and you fall forward because it's not really there, but you see it.
Right.
Oh gosh, there's nothing more disorienting than falling through a piece of furniture. Let me tell you.
Dang, I thought that was supposed to be soft.
So
when just listening to you the other night when you were streaming it, so I think it's definitely a fun stream for people to watch, like when you go live.
Oh, you guys would have died today.
God.
When you stream, do you have a camera set up too? Because that would be fantastic.
That's what Nick
No.
and I were talking about.
I'd probably break it.
God, could you imagine?
Swipe
So
it off
crazy.
the desk on accident.
Maybe I'll get one, but it's down the road.
When you guys do multiplayer, you guys are gonna stream, right? So we can hear the shenanigans.
I think we're gonna do that. I think we're gonna do it for PvP tonight, and I think they're talking about doing it for like a mixer for their VR, right?
Yeah, I could try. As long as Yogi and Cricket are cool with it, I could try streaming. And I haven't done any of the multiplayer yet. My big thing is I'm horrible at shooting games, and I feel like that's probably what the multiplayer is going to be. So I got in today, and I'm like, I'm gonna get into these battle maps, and I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna get at least okay at this. gosh, I was so bad when I started. You're like, I'm just one of those point and shoot kind of guys. Aiming's never been my thing. Real life, I'm a shotgun guy because don't ask me to point at something, aim, because it's probably not going to work anyways. So, I've got these. I finally figured out, I can equip 2 pistols at once. So I'm throwing both these pistols out, pulling the triggers, just hoping I hit something.
Cowboy aluminum. Quick draw.
Well, then I managed to get enough. They're not Engram points in Ark Park. They are gene points. You have to scan animals in the Explore mode, and it gives you gene points, which you use to unlock Engrams, whatever.
Oh, so, I thought you use it to buy Levi's or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Show me your finger guns.
Well.
Show me your finger guns.
Anyways, I managed to get enough of those to unlock the assault rifle.
Sound right.
He said
walked right into
show
that
me your finger guns.
He said it first. I just repeated it.
Show me those finger guns.
Show me your finger guns.
When I said I got 2 pistols, I did pull my hands up and I was shooting my monitor.
It was fun. It was hilarious watching you because we could hear you in Discord and you'd be like, oh, that's my desk.
Yeah.
And we were cracking up because watching your hands in the game, you had your gloves on backwards, like you had them on the wrong hand, or
the hands on wrong, you mean?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
You guys would have died had I been streaming for you guys today, because
man,
I finally ran into a T-Rex, and oh my gosh, whoa,
yeah,
I about died. I think I scared my grandparents downstairs. Oh yeah, I was screaming. Oh, trust me.
This is why I want to see the stream.
I know, right?
Man, it's like this big rock fell, and I was like, oh gosh, what's that? And I'm looking to where this rock fell from. And then the rock explodes, and there's a T-Rex there, and I just threw my hands up, screaming.
See? That's how. Could you imagine? Yes, now you know how fantastic. I feel, man. Now you know how I feel.
Well, just think of Ark, but it's like real. You're in Ark, like that's what it is. And like I said earlier, this game has got so many bad reviews. But again, don't listen to the reviews always. We've been waiting and anticipating this game for like months now, and I'm like, you know what? I'm getting it because been waiting for it. I don't care what all these other people say because
exactly.
It's early. It's like day 2.
It looked polished to me. You were enjoying yourself. It looked great.
Absolutely. And the biggest complaint.
Streamed well.
The biggest complaint everybody had was that there's no locomotion. I'm like, do you really need to try to even walk in this? I would kill myself if I tried to.
Oh no! Kidding.
I bet you these are the same people that post in the forums. I'm just saying.
Exactly. That's exactly what I think. It's the same negative Nancy's from
those damn half-empty glass people.
Yes, that you could throw a rock.
Yeah, those guys.
Those guys.
Those dudes that don't
They're
even
like,
read
this
the
game
updates.
is so terrible. Now let me get back to playing for
I've
my
got
6,000
hours.
I think it's hard to. It's hard too when you're very passionate about something because a lot of the times our criticism or your criticism can be taken as just being a jerk, but it's being born out of like passion for something. And then there's a completely different, like what we're making fun of is just like, the people who just want to bitch to hear themselves bitch,
exactly.
Or they just want to post to hear just to get attention or to stir the pot or just to bitch. Because some people just like to sit back and watch the world burn, and some people like to grab a fire hose, and some people just like to eat popcorn. Everybody plays a different role.
I do like popcorn.
Plays their own role. Some people are more analytical than others, and we all just express it differently. We've all had our moments, So, yeah, everything has its place, but my God, some people just like to wear it out.
So my synapse on this is, if you have been looking at this and you've been thinking about it and you're on the fence, even with the negative reviews, don't look at the negative reviews. Right. You have 2 hours you have 2 weeks, as long as you play 2 hours or less in that period of time, to get a feel for the game on Steam. And if you don't like it, get a refund. It's not hard. So, you know what? Give it a shot. There's nothing to risk. If, like I said, I've only got 6 hours into this game, but I have played through a huge portion of what they have available. Right. So, play for an hour. You'll have made up your mind, I guarantee, by the time you get to that point. So, what are you waiting for? Jump at it. Jump on it.
Jump on it. Jump on it. Your whole music spectrum has expanded since you put the media bot in our Discord.
Yes, and by expanded, you mean it's actually started.
Yeah, it started. You get to hear all kinds of crazy stuff. Like Scarlett's favorite from South Park, the big salty chocolate balls or whatever.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls.
Yeah!
Oh, gosh.
The chef, he's making a recipe, a dessert, more or less, and that kind of shocked everybody.
It has been interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it has been interesting. Sometimes there's someone who likes to potentially maybe pull off a torture session with a 10-hour song.
It's the song that never ends.
It's the song that never ends.
I've memorized every lyric to that. Believe it or not.
It ends for me when I mute it.
Yeah.
Or, when one of your drunken members come in and serenade you to a drunken rendition of, what was that song? Bad Touch? Was it Bad Touch?
Yep, Bad Touch.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Sweat,
good times.
Baby, sweat, baby.
Yeah. It will forever be in my head now. Oh my god. We're all tortured and traumatized, but we have fun. Or a certain someone serenaded us to their snoring. They fell asleep. We won't name any names. Fell asleep and serenaded us, snored. So
we won't say any names, but I need to grab my wrench from the toolbox. Hold on.
No, it wasn't Johnny. It was someone else in this little room right here. And we all were karaokeing to Eurythmics' "Sweet Dreams Are Made of These" at like 4 a.m, like 4 of us singing as loud as we can, and trying to wake up our adoring little friend who was passed out on us.
Logs.
That's so funny.
Just so you know, the person whose name rhymes with Orium is glaring at you from chat.
So that was we have a lot of fun. I'm like, oh my god, we're such a ragtag little group of misfits. Like, where else could you karaoke to the Eurythmics at 4 a.m. while listening to one of your gaming pals snore to you?
Goon was super impressed because he blended right in with all the dinosaurs while we were on that raft.
Yeah, I know, right? He totally did. He was snoring. Did he pass out on you on your way back home?
Yeah, for like a good, hour or so.
Aw. It's these bonds, We're just building them left and right. But, hey, speaking of bonds, I think we have a Scarlet Fury Diaries. There's a secret bond that has started between Faux Render and Scarlet Diary, because it's so funny when you get them both in chat and you have Scarlet's alter ego, which is Faux Render, and then you have the real Scarlet. Because there is a real Scarlet Fury and nobody knows.
No, there's not.
Everybody thinks she's not real, but she's real. But
she's real, all right.
We're getting ready to rock and roll.
Had me fooled for years.
If you're in the mood to kick back and munch on some kibble and drink some old luminance crazy concoctions while listening to a great tale, you've come to the right place, I reckon. This is the Scarlet Fury Diaries.
Dear Diary, I finally finished my new base.
Are you there?
Oof.
Did he just time out in the middle of that?
I don't know.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All my stuff just locked up for a second.
That's a really short Skyrim Fury.
I'm gonna start this over.
I finished my base. The end.
Finish my base. The end. All right, I'm gonna start over.
If you're in the mood to kick back and munch on some kibble and drink some old luminance crazy concoctions while listening to a great tale, you've come to the right place, I reckon. This is the Scarlet Fury Diaries.
Dear Diary, I finally finished my new base and have decided to take a break from building. I've hopped on my favorite dino, the Iguanodon, and I'm traveling the lands of Ark. In my new travels, I came across many strange creatures and decided to document them. Here's the first new creature. The Goon is a fascinating creature. The Goon is a scavenger and can be found near places that are inhabited by humans. Its behavior is so erratic, so extreme, caution must be used if the goon is encountered in the wild. The only way to tame a goon is to show it who's boss and knock it out with a club. This can take quite some time, as the goon has a high resistance to torpor. A tamed goon is useful, but also mischievous. It has been known to draw blood from tribe mates, knock out tribe members, and lead dangerous creatures to bases. Still, the goon is useful for gathering resources, building bases, and being used as bait for taming other creatures. It is well worth your while to tame a goon. Yours truly, Scarlet Fury.
I love how you were able to hold voice the entire time.
Yeah.
I am crying right now.
Oh my gosh. You gotta watch those goons because they pick up all the bad habits. Like that blood draining thing, I totally learned that from Esme.
First of all, they usually look like a chewed piece of gum. Like if you take a human being and just chew them and spit them out, that's what they look. That's what a goon looks like.
Sometimes they have a shelf.
A beautiful shelf.
Oh gosh.
Most of the time, they do come with a nice shelf.
Okay, well, Mr. Goon could not be here tonight, but Mr. Blue is stepping in, and we're going to rock out a Dino Spotlight next. And I can never find the state. Oh, here it is.
Come on down to Dinosaur City, your one-stop shop for help with all your plots. We got dinos to cover all your needs, from arms to alarms, from intimidating to intimate.
Well, hello there. Look at you being all sexy, staring at me with those hungry eyes, like you could just eat me up.
So come on down to Dinosaur City. We can help you. To help yourself, pick the dino that's right for you. And remember, we have a special every week, and this week's special is...
The Brontosaurus.
A Brontosaurus!
You tame by knocking it out. Its preferred kibble is I'm gonna struggle on this one, the Carboninemes. The turtle egg, pretty much.
The turtle.
Preferred food is vegetables. Preferred food for Primitive Plus is...
Quick question, real quick. Is it a biped or a quadruped?
Octoped.
It's a biped,
Quadruped. Quadruped. Triped.
Moped.
Is it moped or biped?
What the shit? Oh, goodness.
Yes. Alright, its preferred food on Prim Plus is fresh sorghum. I don't know what the Prim Plus icon thing is, but alright. Equipment Bronto saddle, so it has a saddle. It also has a platform. You get the saddle at level 63, and you can make the platform at 82. It has a unique costume, the Bronto Bone costume.
And from info from the Dino Dossier, when in the wild, the Brontosaurus is among one of the giant creatures that you can see on the island. Brontosaurus azaurus is larger than any other sauropod that you can read about. In fact, the dinosaur is so massive that it serenely ignores most other creatures. It is often seen when you see a pack of raptors nearby, tearing apart small dinosaurs around the Bronto. The Bronto continues to eat, seemingly oblivious to the hunting pack.
Domesticated, because of how docile it is, the Brontosaurus makes for an ideal pack animal. Really? Oh, gotcha.
Don't you
okay,
question?
Pack animal.
Don't you
Peaceful
question this?
tribes use it to carry incredible quantities of resources. Well, warring tribes use it. Oh, you're moving things on me. Don't do that.
That's not me. That's Anonymous Rabbit.
Well, warring tribes use it to mobilize their army. Its size and strength make it one of the unique creatures on island that can support a platform saddle. Unfortunately, its enormous size means that the process of taming a Brontosaurus can take a very long time.
The Brontosaurus is not aggressive, but can deal damage to players or dinos by stepping on them if provoked. Another attack that they do is a tail swipe, which, for low to mid-level characters, can be a 1-2 hit hit to death. The tail swipe does more damage than the stomping, has a long reach, and will fling you in the direction the swipe traveled. The Brontosaurus has also a large amount of health. If you want to kill one, ranged weapons or high-level hunting dinos are definitely recommended.
Dodo X tip number 1. Narcotic making machine. Build a chemistry bench on your Bronto and carry spoiled meat on it. Go berry gathering and get all your narco berries. Start crafting for thousands of narcotics.
That was the number 1 tip on dododex.com. Have you guys ever used it that way?
No, I normally use them for drain turrets.
It sounds like we might need to get a Bronto tonight, Luminen. On a PvP server.
Put
Just
a platform on their back. Build some
just
walls.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
So I've got a tip for this too.
We've never tried a PvP on a dino with a platform base, have
It's
we?
very hard because when you sign out, they just like kill the dino.
Well, I mean, we're just rocking it out for the night, though. You know what I mean? If we just stomped around being an asshole, making...
that's true.
You just wasted a week of their lives by draining all their turrets, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, it might work. See? We have
Right,
plans for tonight. We have plans.
Yeah, we
Let's
do.
hope they work out well, though.
So I have a tip for the turtle.
How did this come in? What?
Okay.
Where's this turtle?
What's your tip?
What?
You can, if you kill a wild turtle, and drag its body and wear it like a costume.
How many of
that is
those
so funny.
licorices have you had tonight?
No, really, I'm
many
serious.
of those
Ask Falloon.
Yeah,
That is fantastic.
You
It's
wore
amazing.
a dead turtle body,
Yes, you can walk around in them, and they just kind of like
drag the
float.
dead body or something?
Yeah, but you like climb inside it to drag it.
Holy shit.
And when
this
you
is
walk, it
amazing.
looks like a turtle like sliding
What?
across the
What?
No, it's serious.
We need pictures or it didn't happen. Screenshot it or it didn't
I have them. I will go and find them and put them in
Yes,
the
I was
show
going to
notes.
say, you have had too much Red 40 tonight because this is a little sketchy tip
That
right
is
here.
fantastic.
But I feel like we have a lot of things we need to try out later.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so that's cool. How did you find this out? So I guess this is something you're doing right now on Primitive Plus?
Oh no, I did this a few weeks back.
Well, what the hell, man? Hold it up.
I don't really know why we did it. I was
that
just
is
we were
so
getting ready to
funny.
do a cave and there's a turtle there, so I killed it. And I'm like, "Hey, Fel, watch this."
Oh my god. Hey, Phil, watch this.
I climbed
One of
inside it,
those
and he
nights.
was like,
Right?
then I had to try it. It was fun.
"Yep."
That's
We
too
both
funny.
took turns running around inside turtle, and City was like, "What the?"
Exactly. I don't know those guys over there. All
Yep.
right, well, it is time for Mr. Felt to give us his admin tip. I swear to God, I
Okay.
love that damn intro music for you.
Oh, it's very regal.
Yes.
So anyway, last time we spoke about how sometimes as an admin you pay the price, and in the last show we had a scenario where you were basically starting over because you had to kill your character. So as an admin, you recover quickly with a few commands. In that scenario, to reclaim your tribe, it's the same procedure that we covered in the last show. So basically, run through it real quick. You make your way back to your base, and usually what I do is I just summon a Pteranodon and a saddle. The way I do it is cheat GN summon, and because when it's summoned, it's tamed. And rather than having to, go through, what I used to do is I'd summon one and then let it beat me up while I'm trying to knock it out, or use do tame or whatever. But this one, it just summons a tame one, and you just throw a saddle on it and give yourself right back to your base, and I usually just kill it. So anyway, once you get back to your base, you force yourself back into the tribe, make yourself the tribe founder, and then once you're certain that you're now the tribe founder, you can kick the old you out. Okay, so now we're at the point where what do you do about your level, your tech engrams, and your dino imprints? So leveling up, you can use cheat add experience. And I'll have this in the show notes, but cheat add experience, I use anywhere 10 to 100,000. is there's 3 numbers after that command. The first one is the amount of experience, and then there's 2 numbers after that. So the second number is just a Boolean value, whether or not to apply it as if the experience came from the tribe. I have no idea what that is. So I always just leave it at 0. And then the third number is a Boolean value where 1 is the player only and 0 is share with the tribe. And obviously, since you're on by yourself, just they put a 1 there. And as a side note, if you are mounted, all the experience is passed to your dino with this command. So you could also actually level dinos that way. But in this case, what I'm saying is don't be mounted when you're trying to level yourself. The tech engrams. So the command is cheat unlock engrams. And every engram you learn is in a parentheses separated by a pipe character, which is the vertical bar. And I went through when I was getting ready to get myself all the tech engrams back when City and I lost our characters. I researched every one and set it up. It was a lot of cut and paste. I didn't do a lot of typing, but I set the whole thing up and then I put it in a Word document so that I just go back and cut and paste. But then later on I found out that people have already done that. It's on the internet. You just got to go get it and copy it and put it in the console as a console command, and bang, you've learned all your engrams back. So Google is your friend. Okay, and dino imprints, we kind of touched on this a little bit last time, but something I learned from Luminen. So let's say you were working on, I don't know, you had a rock drake or whatever, and it was imprinted. You had 100% imprint on it or whatever, and you had to go through this scenario from last time, and now you don't have your imprint anymore because your character, every time you log in, it's given a new ID number, I guess. So it's not really necessarily, that stuff isn't necessarily tied to your Steam account. It's kind of weird the way it's set up, but you put a new character in there and everything's gone. So your imprints don't count either. But anyway, while you're looking at your dino, you set baby age, and and it has a number value after that, and which is the age. And the age value is a range. It has a range of 0.01 to 1, where 1 is fully grown. And so what you basically just want it to be in some stage less than adulthood, so you can set your imprint on it. And then, so anyway, after you've done that, and your dino is baby again, you set imprint quality, and there's a number value after that, and which is the quality. And the quality range from 0 to 1, where 1 is 100% imprint. So if you wanted 100% imprint, you would say set imprint quality 1. And now that your dino has 100% imprint, you can return it to adulthood by using set baby age 1. And I thought that was the neatest thing ever when Luminen told me that, because it was like kind of after the fact, because I get my character back in and I'm breeding new dinos and I'm going through all this rigmarole, and then I was talking to Luminen and he goes, "Oh, all you got to do is
leave it to the
sure,
master."
Okay. Yeah, I just blew through another week or two of reading, and it was fun.
Wow. Well, that's cool though that everybody can bounce off from each other.
Yeah.
And learn from trial and error and share it.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I was interested in doing this segment, is because get that knowledge out there.
Absolutely.
And,
like Zen Row with the mind.
Yeah, learn from our mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, in the next little bit here, I guess this is something that actually Fo had mentioned last time, but are there any other methods that will not cost so much in-game time, to get through that scenario from last week's show? And the answer is yes, but you need a second account, and everybody probably knows the details of what that entails. So buy an ARC again, getting another Steam account, all of that. I actually did that. I did that because I play Ark a lot. It's my I'm not really a TV guy or anything. This is my entertainment.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it didn't bother me in a bit. The only thing that bothered me is it went on sale after I bought it.
Yes, exactly. Like, what the hell? Ridiculous.
Yeah. So I don't know. Next time I was thinking about maybe getting a server set up, or I might look at some more commands. I don't know. And I can always go back to commands after we go through server setup. But next time I think maybe that's where I'm headed. Yeah, that's all I have.
That's awesome.
All right, just real quick on the cheat ad experience, that Boolean number, the second number, 0 is just for yourself. If you put it to 1, it divides that up and gives it out as like shared tribe experience. Like how you're nearby a tribe member and you like grab a berry and they get like tiny little bit of experience.
Oh, okay.
That's what that is. And I'm not even sure it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that is. But yep, everything else spot on. Perfect.
Cool.
Awesome. Super cool.
And I put the pictures of me
I
inside
just
the turtle.
saw you put that in there. That is so funny.
Like you can't tell with the first 3 except for when it flipped upside down in the second one. But in the fourth one, you see I'm like inside the shell. Like you see like the.
So when you walked, it would just kind of hook to you and just go with you?
Yeah, it's just like if you had like were dragging it, but you're like inside the middle of it.
So I wonder if that'll work on PvP. If you needed to hide from someone, just hide in the dead body of an animal. I wonder if your name would show up or not.
Not unless they get close. Now, see, what I was curious about was turrets.
Yeah. I'm sure it would still
target
I'm sure
you.
The turrets would tear you apart.
Yeah.
But we might find out tonight.
We might find out. Cool. All right. Does that mean we're moving into tip time? Got a few tips to share before we wrap up the show. All right, this is where we fill out some tips for all different sorts of things.
Just a tip.
Just a tip. Who has the punching trees tip next? Is that Blue?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have an intro for that. Here it is.
I need that wood.
I guess I'm punching some trees.
All right.
Take it away, Blue.
So this might actually be more little alpha, but it's whatever. So you're playing. You eventually get to that point where you tame a couple of pterodons that are your favorites. You got yourself a male and a female, and you kind of do the birds and the bees thing. So you get you get this nice little fertilized egg, and you're not sure what to do with it. So in order to raise it, to start off, you probably won't be high enough to do ACs. And what an AC is air conditioner. If you don't know, it regulates the temperature around a certain area. You can use other heat sources as well, like torches and fireplaces. I think they all give off the same heat unless it's specified in their description. And what you do is you have to regulate the temperature of the egg until it says it's incubating. If you look at the egg, you'll have some timers on there, and it'll tell you whether it's too hot, too cold, or incubating. And you got to get that down to 0. Once it hits 0, the egg will pop. Oh no.
What?
I just read what Luminen posted.
Oh, Luminen said he's starting into the Twizzlers now.
Gotta get warmed up.
Oh no.
So once you get that percentile from incubation down to 0, the baby will hatch, you claim it, and then it's just a matter of feeding it until it's a full-grown adult, which can take up to several days or several hours.
Crazy.
You can use alternatives to torches if you don't like to sit there and turn them off and on the entire time. At higher levels, you can use air conditioners, but at lower levels, you can also tame Dimetrodons in order to regulate the temperature the same way. I guess the higher level of the Dimetrodon, the better it works for higher level eggs.
Hey, Blue, I got a question. Can't you use the otters for that as well?
Possibly. I've never tried it. I've heard it, so maybe.
Didn't somebody recently test that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know if anybody tested it. We've talked about it.
I think me and Cricket tried it on the Aberration server, and our data was kind of corrupted because we had a Dimetrodon kind of close by, and we didn't know which it was. I know that if you wear the otter on your shoulders, it does regulate your temperature some, but I don't know if you have to be wearing it for it to have an effect.
You don't.
I do not know. I'm not sure.
No, you don't.
Okay, you don't. Okay.
Your question has been answered, sir.
Your question has been answered.
Awesome.
That was funny.
That sounds like something that needs to be tested one more time, just to be sure.
Cool. All right.
That is it.
I don't have an alpha tip thingy, so someone want to make an alpha tip intro? Make an alpha noise. 1, 2, ready? Alpha noise!
Meow.
Red 40.
Hey, man, I'm an alpha. I do alpha stuff.
There's our alpha tip intro. Okay, I had an alpha tip, and it came from our new tribe member, Kagami. I told him I would share it with everyone, and I said I was unsure if I should put this in the punching trees, but I actually think rock golems seem awfully alpha to me, so I'm putting it here. And I thought I would share this tip here because it came from our newest tribe member, Kagami, on Primitive Plus. On Prim Plus, we do not have the ability to make saddles for the golems yet, right? Because we can't. It's like they're not even there, right? We cannot make golem saddles. So they have had to find a way around not having a saddle to ride the golem. Damn it. I'm Primitive Plus right now, but you can't make a saddle for it. So you could use a grappling hook. He was showing me several different ways. You could use a grappling hook to pull yourself up onto its shoulders. And then you can use the comma button on your keyboard paired with your mouse to take your golem for a walk. The comma button activates a target on your screen similar to when you have like a weapon engaged. And then you use your mouse. This is for obviously PC players. I don't know what to tell you if you're in console because I don't play a console, so no. But you can take your mouse, put the little target marker over the land where you want it to walk to, and then you click on it, and then the golem will walk with you on it to that spot. So that's one way you can do it. And the other way,
the Xbox,
what's that?
For Xbox, it's right on the D-pad.
You use right to do this?
Yeah, it's the right button on the D-pad.
And then for you to ride the golem without a saddle, trying to get up on it is kind of hard. But if you have a dinosaur that you can just like walk up the tail, sometimes you can hop onto like your Bronto tail and walk up it and then get on top, or a platform. If you have it walk up and leave it edged up to a platform, you can have it do that. So he had me walk up the back of the wyvern and climb up onto it, so that we've done that. So yep, there's my alpha tip. That's pretty handy. The comma button definitely, like I said, activates the target on the screen, and then you select it where you're going to place that target with your mouse, and then you click to activate your location. You walk, and he said he wanted to let everybody know that you can be knocked off very easily though by anything that, you know, that's a little taller of a animal can just bite you off from them. So. But it can be done, so I thought that was pretty handy.
It is. Now, Blue typed what I was thinking. If you're using a grappling hook, can't you just, like, reel yourself in to get up there?
Yeah, you can use the grappling hook. That's
what they do.
Yeah, that's what I put in there, that use the grappling hook.
Why would you have to walk up something's tail?
No, I'm saying if you don't have a grappling hook.
Okay.
Yeah, there's two different ways. You know, you can just edge up your golem to something higher if you don't have a grappling hook. On you or whatever, and you wanted to ride it, or if you had one, just grappling hook your way up there.
I don't know how I missed you say using grappling.
That was the very first thing I said.
Do you use Q-tips by any chance?
Way too often. I get yelled at for it now.
Oh boy. Now see, that's a really good tip because you can walk off a cliff with that and not take any fall damage from either the mount or you.
I haven't tried that, but that seems like it would make sense.
That's ingenious. See, these are people on official servers.
That's why we play in unofficial right now. You learn so much, you know. You learn a lot from just making do. All right, we're going to be moving into faux science. She blinded me with science.
Okay, so I was hoping I'd have an update on my PS4, but I've been a little bit busy and a lot hooked on Primitive Plus. However, a couple of us on Yogi server are working towards boss fights and considering streaming that fight, so you can all witness my all-thumbs skill with the controller.
Which is gonna be a lot of, hey, let me get my pike out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then like a 20-minute pause as you go through 15 different radio menus.
Okay, and I had a little bit of a Primitive, not Primitive Plus, well, I guess Faux Science report in on our Primitive Plus. So far, we think the Primitive Plus has nicer people on it because they have to be patient to even wait to get onto the server. So we have noticed that our experience so far in our scientific Faux Science experiment is that Primitive Plus community has like a nicer, more friendly, welcoming community. There aren't pillars everywhere like you see on official normal servers. They're just everywhere. And everybody seems to work as a team. You have people talking in global, hey, I'm going to go do this. Do you guys want to come? And, you know, we've actually picked up 3 tribe mates just from saying, hey, you know, they were going to quit because the game is boring playing by themselves. And we're like, well, you don't got to play by yourself. You can play with us. So it's been fun. Also, pillars, you know, aren't really a thing, but pillars have had to happen a little bit within the past day or so, and that's just to kind of, we had to bust out some pillars on our side. There's a PvP jackwagon player who normally plays on PvP, came in on a primitive official PvE, and then all of a sudden started wanting to cause problems, and he got a lot of help from people on the server, and he just kind of wanted to be a douche about everything. So, you know, people pillared him in from one side and we reciprocated on the other. So gotta cut out the cancer, more or less, on the server. So we didn't want him all up in our business, so we had to put down some pillars so he couldn't, you know, try to start any crap with us. So, yeah, so far so good. Everything's going well. A lot of great tribes on the server and making a lot of new friends. So somehow our tribe has expanded because of this. So we've kind of are taking up a nice little chunk on the West Coast. So it's been interesting.
It's really been fun, yeah.
Have you guys had any reports in? Like, what are your thoughts so far on our Faux Science experiment?
Everybody loves Grandma.
Everybody loves Grandma. On the
That's
server.
right, they do.
Yeah, Grandma is a sweetheart on the server. And Kagami was always, like Fel said earlier in the shout-outs, was super friendly on the server. So there's a lot of good people that want to help and work together and stuff like that. So our report in is good. We're enjoying ourselves. All right, we have a damn E-key for the blue, for Mr. Blue. Here we go.
Did I do that?
All right, Blue.
So about a week or two ago, I went for an adventure down by the Wyvern Scar. And I just got done successfully stealing I believe it was a 190 fire egg. And I was making my way back to base. I'd finally gotten out of the aggro of the Wyverns. And after coming back out of cave view, I went to go hit forward, and I pressed E and fell to my death.
Oh, a literal damn E-key moment.
A literal damn E-key moment.
Been a while since we had a legit one.
Oh, I know, right? That is so true. So true. So true.
So I spent the next 20 minutes trying to get the pterodon and my body back. So that was
gosh.
fantastic.
You're like, ah! Sucks,
damn
man.
E-key.
Damn E-key. All right, now we're going to bust it out with our let's go.
It's closing time. Pack up all those dinos and head out into the real world. It's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can stay here. I don't want to have to log right now. I don't want you to have to log right now. But it's closing time. The rated R is ready to pull the plug.
All right. One of my last calls was you can buy some show gear and gaming group, CRR Gaming Group gear while helping to support the show and the group. And look for new items coming soon to help represent some of our newer members and our hosts. And you can find that at the teespring.com/stores/Cross Realm Rebellion store, or, just go to the show notes and click the link. Boom, boom. And I also wanted to add in some of our channels and I haven't seen. You were talking about your YouTube channel, so you might want to put in there. But Miss Emma Ty in our gaming group has been streaming on Twitch more actively this week since she's gotten her computer back up and running and dived back into Ark, and she's been playing with us on Primitive Plus. So I wanted to hook in her Twitch channel in the show notes. So if you want to see Ark through the eyes of Miss Emma Ty, you are more than welcome to join her. And also, I hooked in Luminance Mixer Station. He has been streaming, like what we said, his VR experiences, so that's cool. And I hope to be doing more, obviously, on my Mixer channel, like tonight, when we do our PvP shenanigans.
Yeah.
Chill out.
I thought that would be funny.
I've had like 30 of these Twizzlers since I said I streamed.
Don't you tell me what to do, Fo.
I will tell you what to do and who you are.
No. I rebuke you, Faux Render. I rebuke you.
I thought you said rebuke you.
Yeah, I re everything. Re all the things. Yeah, so how many Twizzlers have you had now? He's allergic to Red 40 and it makes him act a little... So
I've had probably about a half a pound since I said I started eating them a few minutes ago.
All right.
Chowing on these things.
We talked him into saving them for tonight when we pick our random PvP unofficial just to go be Jackwagons.
Yeah.
Jackwagon! It sounds like Falloon really needed it. You've had kind of a rough week. You need to take out some angst.
Oh yeah, it's been rough.
We're gonna put the flowers down and get in there tonight.
Gonna get in there.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to because I gotta get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Why?
Just have some Twizzlers.
I gotta work tomorrow. So.
What the shit? That's not fun. So
give me your boss's phone number. I'll take it.
Exactly. Maybe we'll have to see if.
Well, the trouble is my boss doesn't tell me when to go to work.
You're your own boss, is that
kind
it?
Of, yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, give me your employees' phone numbers.
Your conscience.
Well, I'm trying to be a nice boss because my crew supervisor wanted to go see his grandkids, and I thought that would be important. So I said, you know what, you need to go do that.
Good for you. You're such a good person.
Thank you.
Outside of global chat.
I'm trying to make friends.
Oh.
It depends.
It's true,
you can always tell when Phil has a bad day because he gets all PMS in the global chat.
It's all in good fun, though.
It is.
Don't
all
take
good
anything
fun.
I
He
say
doesn't mean it
seriously.
serious.
Good fun for us.
We all just sit back and going, how's this going to go?
He's been killing it with those X3s lately.
Oh, yeah, that is so funny. The X3. Oh,
well, now
God.
that I know what it is.
Yeah. We just do it all the damn time now. We just X3 everything. Yeah. All right.
That's it. That's going to be the tribe name tonight. X3.
X3 everything. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, Gator.
Later. Where is it?
Take care and brush your
You can reach
hair.
the show by email at ratedark@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at ratedark on Twitter. You can grab our RSS feed, get our show notes, and apply to join us in-game at ratedark.podbean.com.